teachers of Reddit. What was the worst thing you had to confiscate from a student? So this was less confiscated, and more, this student ended up just leaving this in my room and we had to throw it away. But it was certainly weird and is among my favorite things. I have a student this year who has brought some interesting things in. He's in 7th grade and this is usually beyond the age students play, show and tell, to begin with. Things included a Russian nesting doll of household items, lunchboxes, crayon bags, a plastic egg and many things in between. 8 or 9 total, leading to a paper with Joe Biden written on it. And a jar of other people's hair. He was asking his teachers to add to it. This somehow beats both. Over the course of what feels like a week, this student had been collecting cherry tomatoes at lunch and saving them. Eventually, he had a handful of them. He named each one. He drew a face of each. He had created a family of tomatoes. He even began dressing them in tape-created safety seats. Only the children tomatoes though. He even had a French fry boat for a vehicle to carry his tomato family to each class. Eventually he left it in our class over weekend and the tomatoes went bad. We had to toss them. He asked us not to call TPS on him. Tomato Protective Services. I love this kid. Napalm. Some kids were into petrol, gas sniffing but found it hard to transport and keep hidden, so they learned how to make napalm so they could carry it hidden in their bags. I had to lock down the whole school and get hazmat in to dispose of it. And how did they find out how to make it? They asked one of the science teachers and he told them. Over the course of years. Asterisk bottle of vodka, hidden in the girls' bathroom by 7th graders. How did you know where to look? Everyone who came back from the bathroom was drunk, so you're not as sneaky as you think. Asterisk vape, my mom gave it to me for allergies. So I'll just give it back to her then. Wide eyes. No. Quote. Asterisk student banging the primers of 23006 shells together in class. Grab. I just wanted to see if they would go off. A crossbow. Property of a 17-year-old student at the boarding school where I used to work. The same boy was also fond of bringing pheasants to school that he'd killed on his father's estate. And plucking them in the shower block. A note that said, "So you gonna give the dick or what? I teach 12-year-olds." Someone in my class had their phone taken because their Siri went off and said, "What do you need from me, slut?" Quote. What is a basic computer skill you were shocked some people don't have? Shape recognition. Does the end of the cable look like the hole in the machine? It's amazing how many people can't figure that out at work. Not knowing what double-click means. Not knowing how to enter a URL. I've tried to get people to enter a URL over the phone and they just put it in the Google search bar. Usually after first going to google.com. My college roommate didn't know he could change his desktop background. He was blown away and went to show it to one of our other friends, who was also blown away because she didn't know you could change the background. Copy and paste shortcuts. Reading. As a tech supporter, I get the stupidest questions. Client. There is a prompt here that says, your computer needs to reboot to finish installing updates. Click here to restart. What does that mean? Me. It means your computer installed updates and needs to reboot. Client. How do I do that? Me. Click on the prompt to restart. What is something fake that people still believe in? Products endorsements by celebrities. Chemicals, mean toxic or harmful. MLMs and pyramid schemes. Tongue taste division, so widespread, so untrue. The whole, we only use 10% of our brain, myth. I'm looking at you, limitless. Snakes are slimy, if anything it's the opposite. What's the most aggressively human name you could give a pet? My friend just named her golden doodle, Kyle. There's a Great Dane nearby named Heather. Also met a Shar-Pei named Stanley. Edit. A lot of people have named their pets Stanley. Jonathan. Jessica.
Subscribe, my brothers.